Hi, today we're going to be learning about the Cherokee tribe. The Cherokee tribe are Native Americans, and they are amazing to learn about. When indigenous people lived, there were no skyrocketing skyscrapers or buzzing drones. They had their own customs. The Cherokee is a Native American nation. The name Cherokee actually means people of different speech. This came from a Native American word, Tikiloki. The Cherokee call themselves Ani Yun Wia, which means real people. Did you know that the Cherokee were known for their writing system? This is a picture which shows where the Native American tribes settled. So the Cherokee lived in the southeast region, parts of present-day Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. The climate was pretty hot there, except for elevated areas. South Cherokee land was in the Appalachian Mountains, so that's a very elevated area. It was pretty cool there, and so this is Cherokee area. Human and environment interaction. When Europeans arrived in the 1800s, the Cherokee traded goods for clothes. Before that, they wore animal skin. They trained the land by growing good crops and hunting, and they also took civilization into play. They would not cut down trees for unnecessary reasons because they valued the tree bark and grass. They used those materials for their home. This is a Cherokee hunting buffalo, and this is an original skin clothing and turkey feather head covering. The Cherokee Worthies before the Europeans arrived. They had their own territories, rules, and governments. The Cherokee believed that talking was more important than writing because even after they got their writing system, they still believed that stories were better than those written down. The women farmed and took care of animals, whereas men hunted food. The women were always the leaders of the family, and the children belonged to the mother's family. Their relationship with the land was love and sacrifice to the lands, like not cutting down the trees. The Cherokee men believed being powerful was really important. The Cherokee men practiced a game called stickball, now known as lacrosse. This helped them settle fights without getting to war. Their religion was very important to them. Did you know the number 4 and number 7 are important to the Cherokee? The special colors include red, blue, black, and white. What was life like for the indigenous people living in the Americas? It was really harsh for the Cherokee because when the first European settlers arrived, they brought a disease called smallpox. They were deadly, and thousands of Cherokee died. The Cherokee attacked the Europeans to protect their homelands. Nanyehi, or Nancy Wards, was a beloved woman. Around 1786, she began using her power to help bring peace. She worked with the U.S. government for several years. In 1829, gold was found in the Cherokee Territory. The American settlers insisted for that land. In 1830, the Indian Removal Act became a law. It said that Native Americans had to move west of the Mississippi River. Some agreed, but most didn't. In 1838, the U.S. Army forced the Cherokee and other tribes to leave. The tribes rode horses or walked 800 miles to land west of the Mississippi River. Many got sick and died. That is why this was called the Trial of Tears. Today, many Cherokee live in Northeast Oklahoma, North Carolina, and Tennessee. They lived in wattle and daub homes. Each family had one. The house frame was made of cane, wood, and vines. It was coated with clay. The clay had to be dried very hard. This took time but made a very strong house. The roof was made from grass or bark. There were no windows. The Cherokee really valued their writing system that was invented by the Sequoia. They were known for their strong and organized government system. Did you know by the 1700s many Cherokee lived in log cabins? So here's a picture of a home with the Cherokee inhabited, and this is a picture of their writing system. The Cherokee have a spectacular history. They are still remembered for their written language and organized government. They had a highly advanced civilization. Their interesting culture is still celebrated, and they still carry the great stories and adventures. Today, there are 285,000 Cherokee living in the United States. They are one of the largest Native American nations.